Okay, we're going to start by talking about how to set up your Google site. Again, Google Sites is a fairly basic but sharp and good looking website, and it's a good place to start a teacher website. Also, it's very easy to make connections to Google Classroom and should be a good tool for you to use. Google Sites is in beta mode. It's just setting up some features, and so over the next couple of years they should be unlocking several new features. So it's pretty limited right now, and if you're already good at setting up websites, you might choose a different one in the future, but for now this is a great way to start. So go to Google, go over here to your apps menu, and click on Sites, and that'll get you to Google Sites. Now mine's going to come up with a couple that I've already made. Yours will be blank if you haven't done this before, but you're going to come down here to the plus to create a new site. When you go to create a new site, you'll see different themes, and again, this is pretty limited. You can't be too terribly creative yet with this, but it's a good way to start. And so you can do, different themes, different fonts, but it's pretty limited. So I'll choose this Vision font. This is the image I used. You could just go with a plain color. You can change the image, but there aren't very many. You can also upload your own image, and I'm going to show you how to do that in just a minute. But for this title page, I'm just going to select an image from their limited choices here. And let's just go with this for no particular reason, but you'll see it'll put that up there. And so we're going to start with your page title, and you can be creative here. Please be creative here. And so I'm going to do a very generic, this is the home page. So I'm going to just put welcome to my classroom. You put whatever you want here, be creative, but this is your home page. And so now notice I'm clicking here, and I should be able to shift this around a little bit to center it. I can drag this out if I want to widen it, but it's pretty limited as far as what you can do with your title. You can come down here and you can see you can adjust it for readability, and it's pretty much two. The bright background or more readability will make it more transparent, but there isn't much to do here. You want to enter your site name here, and so this, I'll just put Dr. Wolf's Classroom, but you want to name your site so you can get to it at some point. So this page is welcome to my classroom, and you're just going to put in some text here. And to do that, it's very simple. All you do is double click, and then you choose what you want to do. You can insert text. You can type directly on here, and again, the fonts are very limited. Size is very limited. You can upload a picture or an image or whatever else you want. You can go directly to their images if you want, but again, they're pretty limited. Or you can upload things from your Google Drive. So if you want to upload documents or so forth from Google Drive, you may do that. So I'm going to just click text here, and it'll give me a text box. And you choose from either title, which is up here, heading, subheading, or small. And so pretty limited, but we're going to put a heading, and I'll just say, welcome to room 6. And that I put in a heading, and then down below again, I can double click, put in text and normal text, start typing here, enter details about your classroom, or whatever you want to do here. So that's how that goes. You can bold, italicize, and you can change center, left justify, right justify, etc. There is numbering and bullets, but other than that, you're pretty limited on choices here. Strike through, clear formatting, but not much you can do. So you're going to type in here. If we want to put in an image, after you've done typing, we double click again. If you go to images, it'll go to the Google Images, and you can either search, you can go to your own albums, you can go to Google Drive, you can search Google, or you can search Life magazine. So I'm just going to go to Google and say elementary students. See what comes up here. So we have several possibilities, and if I want to put in some image here with elementary students, I can do that. You can also search by clip art up here, faces, photos, clip art. So if I want clip art of elementary students, nothing too fabulous, but it'll work. And this is perfectly sufficient for this first go round with your website. If you find something you like, click it, select it, and put it in your website. And then you can adjust the size and the position. And so just typically by dragging the dots on the corners, you can adjust size. You can move the position. If we grab this little thing here, we can, whoops, that shifted the whole thing. I can shift it over a little bit. Easier said than done. I can shift this and you can see these guidelines. I can put it on the right side, and then I could double click and type some text in here, and so forth. So that's about all there is to setting up your website, setting up your home page. If you want to include your own images, let's just look there briefly. You should first make a folder on your desktop or somewhere else with images you think you want to use. And so I'll access a folder on my desktop. So if I want to put in an image of my own from some other source, make sure it's not copyrighted, make sure it's high resolution so it'll look good on your page, but you can double click, upload, and again, it's easier if you find something and put it in a folder on your desktop. So if I want to say something about reading, okay, there's my image, and I pulled that off the internet. So I put free teacher clip art. There are lots of ways to do that, but make sure it's high resolution. This is a nice resolution picture, and it's not copyrighted, and no watermarks on it or anything. So mess around with it. This one, obviously, we could make smaller, larger, whatever, but that's how you put in your own image. So that's how we're going to get started. And when you go to add pages, and we'll talk about the other pages as we go along, all you're going to do is add on the pages one at a time, title them differently. You can change this, but everything else is the same, and it's pretty straightforward, but we'll do that on the next one. So good luck setting this up. Refer to this if you have questions, and we'll move on to the next video.